Death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside us while we live. Norman Cousins. My grandma and I always had a special connection. She was an incredible woman, living a very healthy lifestyle, constantly moving her body, learning something new every day. But most importantly for her was the family. She made sure we were connected, united, surrounded by love and kindness. Even on her journey to death, she made sure to unite us, once and for all. Here Comes the Fire by Santway best describes the timeline of my grandmother's death and how it impacted my life. It all began in February, about 1.5 years ago, when my grandparents, shortly joined by my father, went for a walk. Grandma returned home to grab a scarf, only to be found by my father 15 minutes later, just riding up and down the elevator completely disorientated. This is one of many side effects of a stroke. Others include things like paralysis, difficulty talking and swallowing, emotional physical weakness, memory loss, and much more. 2 days later, my grandma was hospitalized, and only 3 days after that, like a big stormy cloud in the middle of pure blue sky, she had another stroke. Now this one was huge. Her whole left side was paralyzed. She did not remember anybody except for my grandfather. My family was in shock. As the song goes, I'm laying wide awake since the lights went out. I didn't even know what it was all about. This is exactly how we felt at that time. We just couldn't possibly imagine how somebody like my grandmother could be suffering for this. The second episode of this crazy journey began when Grandma was brought home and the rehabilitation process started. Being a family of doctors, everybody had a job. I was the emotional support and also assigned to do some drawing and easy mental exercises with my grandma to help her brain and left side functions. It's time to bring my body back to life, sings Santway. This is exactly what we were doing, and my grandma was succeeding like no other. Only 2 months later, she was up on her feet, talking, eating, walking, even cooking at times. This was incredible for us. However, as the song continues, out in the cold, crossing all the wires, here comes the fire. It's out of control, flames are getting higher. Here comes the fire. According to American Stroke Association, 1 in 4 stroke survivors will have another stroke. As for my grandma, well, she had 5 and was still up on her feet. This was incredible for us. We were amazed and beyond grateful. Lastly, in July 2022, grandparents decided to visit their favorite vacation place because Grandma felt awesome. This was our crucial mistake. The micro vibrations of the train that they took were absolutely fatal to her brain. 2 hours after their arrival, she received her worst stroke yet. And after 26 days in coma, a heart attack, and yet another stroke, my grandma passed away. When the news were released, I thought I would be devastated, but all I felt was relief. Relief that the sufferings for my family, and most importantly my grandma, were over. Now looking back, I realized how special of a journey it was. Being able to battle through this as a family, united with love and kindness. Being able to tell Grandma everything that was on our mind that we wanted her to hear. Some lessons I personally learned are, people are way stronger than they think they are. Determination is key to success. Help will be given to those who ask. If you put your mind to something, it is absolutely possible. And last, life is unpredictable, so we better enjoy every moment and every chance we have. To sum up, Here Comes the Fire by Santway best describes the timeline of my grandmother's death and how it impacted my life. Turning back to the quote by Norman Cousins, death is not the greatest loss in life. The greatest loss is what dies inside us while we live. I am happy to say that even though my grandma left this world, she still lives for the memories and love in our hearts. Thank you.